ladies and gentlemen, I am Rob of the Lair of OmnusI, and today we are doing another video for the RPGaDay 2019 from the RPG Brigade of Facebook. Today we have a topic word to discuss, and that is love. Now, if you don't want to hear anything mushy, and I can understand and appreciate that, this could be the video that you skip, because I'm going to get a little personal, and I'm not going to get graphic or detailed or anything like that, but, you know, if you're getting through a bad breakup, for example, you don't want to hear how anybody else is happy, that's fine. You can skip this one. But I'm going to talk about the person that has made my gaming career, realistically, my pastime, especially over the last 20 years, not only possible, but pleasurable and enjoyable, is my lovely wife, Melissa. I'm going to talk about her. I'm not. This will be a surprise, but I'm just going to talk, and I think sometimes we don't say these things enough. So I hope she'll forgive me for talking about her on the internet. But I really want to say to those of you out there who have conflicts with your significant other because they don't understand your hobby, or they can't understand why you spend money on your hobby, or you spend time on your hobby, I pity you. I certainly do. I do not have that problem. My wife Melissa is the perfect gamer wife, in my opinion. Number one, she enjoys role-playing. I did get her hooked. Yay. Which you know, she is fully capable of the role-playing. She enjoys it. She enjoys the opportunity to cut loose. She tends to be, fairly visceral about gaming and enjoying the thrill of combat and enjoying getting into a good meaty role-playing role, and she does a good job of imagining a scene and participating in the environment and the setting. She's a very good role player, and she's an asset in any group that I've ever had that she's been a part of, which is great. Now, that being said, she went for a long period of time without playing while she was basically taking care of our son while I was running games and playing games. That level of sacrifice to me means an incredible amount, and I don't always say this, and I should, but she gave up basically gaming so that I could game, to take care of our son when he was, a baby, and then a toddler, and then, a rambunctious child, and grew up, and now he's a teenager. And now he can take care of himself for periods of time so she can get back to the table, which is nice. But it is a sacrifice, because I remember how much she loved it. When Alex was born, my son, who I love dearly, we tried still playing with her old group. Her old group was full of the significant others, wives, and girlfriends of my friends in my regular gaming group. And they got along quite well. They had some uproarious adventures that I'm sure all of them still remember. And it kind of broke apart because of all the anxieties of we all had kids, and it just got to be too much. And I ran a 4th edition adventure that was kind of nobody really liked and engaged. They just didn't like the game very much. Maybe my story wasn't the best either, but yeah, it wasn't good. And then we tried playing a GURPS game that I didn't do a very good job of, and it all just fell apart, which is unfortunate. But a lot of it fell on them basically sacrificing for their regular lives to give up on this pastime that they enjoyed, and getting together as a social thing that they enjoyed very much too. And I miss that group. I do. They were great ladies. We had some hilarious moments. Some of my most memorable gaming moments actually came with their group. But But they gave that up for the different things that they needed to do, including my wife giving up so that her occasional man-child could go off and play games with his friends and spend hours working on adventures and storylines, and eventually videos, so that I could spend time entertaining people about my hobby and talking about my hobby while she took care of our son, took care of other things, and still lets me do it to this day. That's strong sacrifice, and all for my hobby, which perpetually confounds me that she can do that. It's very humbling that I was so lucky to find her, and that she continues to give me such a tether that I can get away with doing all of this that I do. It's very, very humbling. And that really is a big part of how the Lair of OmnusI happened, how I can claim to have 35 years of continuous gaming experience. Because if she made me put in as much effort as she does, I would have had a very difficult time being a dungeon master full-time for a group and putting together good experiences for my friends. It would have been very difficult to do. So I don't appreciate her enough oftentimes remembering those kind of things, which is, tremendous. So that level of sacrifice is yet another way that she shows, how much she loves and holds affection for me from day to day. And quite honestly, she gets me, which is another thing. When you take the time to get to know somebody, you know their wants, you know their needs, you know their desires, and even though you may eye roll inwardly at some of the things, you either, indulge or humor or quietly try to be the voice of reason. And she's done all of those things. I mean, when my birthday comes around or Father's Day comes around, oftentimes I get something that helps my hobby from her because she knows those are the things I'm passionate about. And she makes it very personal because she finds out what I want, and then she gets that kind of thing for me. It's not I get a gift card or a random tie or something. No, she makes sure that if I get something for gaming, it's something that I wanted, that I'll be able to use, and she's magnificent. And I do consider myself to be one of the luckiest people that I know of for having her in my life. And I don't always express how grateful I should be, how much I love her. I think she knows that, but I could do a better job. But yeah, I mean, that's when it comes down to it. Yeah, I could talk about love in a role-playing game or something else. I could talk about, trying to run a romance storyline in a role-playing game. Honestly, I haven't done a great deal of that. Mostly, since most of my other players are my friends and male, a lot of times that kind of thing gets glossed over. We're here for heroic action and drama and things, less so the romance and such. Not that, or I've only had one or two situations where players actually expressed any interest towards that and any motion towards something like that. So it doesn't happen very often. But I certainly have known romance and love in my life, and I'm not afraid or ashamed to say that she'll watch this eventually too, that, Melissa, thank you for everything you've given me. I appreciate your love, and I return it every bit of way that I can. And I'm glad to have you in my life. I'm glad to have you at my table when you can. And thank you for everything. I don't deserve it, and I try to be a better person because I want to make myself worthy of the love and respect you show for me and for my passions. So, all right. The touchy-feely bits aside, yeah, that's me. I am kind of an old softy, even when I try to present myself as a objective narrator and counselor of all things gaming. But deep down, I'm a guy who's gotten very lucky with being able to pursue his hobby in the way that he's been able to for as long as I have. So, very grateful for that. I'm grateful to her, and I'm grateful for all of you who are out there who indulge me and watch and support me. I do try to say I appreciate all of you, and I certainly do. It's all, completely in earnest. I do appreciate everybody who takes some time out of their busy day to watch one of my videos or binge watch a couple of my my videos from playlists or listen to my podcasts. I appreciate that. So if you do enjoy this, for all the mushiness, feel free to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Lair of OmnusI. If you want to listen to me talk about 5th edition magic systems and different ways that you can have fun with that, my podcast of An Honest Wizard, or if you want to hear about me talk about movie reviews and pop culture, that would be my Back to the podcast series. So, thank you very much. I'm Rob. I will see you hopefully the next time I crawl in front of the internet and make one of these videos, which will be tomorrow. Thank you and farewell.